And we're live. Welcome to Capital Advantage Tutoring's live Q&A. Looks like I got nobody on here. Oh, 9 people on here, so I get to stay all night. What a shame. I'm kidding. So, guys, welcome to the chat. Remember, I made a couple changes, not big one. You don't have to pay. This is obviously not membership. This will never cost you a dime, but you do need to be a subscriber to ask a question. Free, just hit the button. That's all you got to do. If not, you can just come along. If you don't want to subscribe, which is totally fine, just come along for the ride, and we'll go from there. And if enough people don't want to mark it, then it is what it is. So again, welcome to Capital Advantage Tutoring's live Q&A for the Series 7 exam, the SIE exam, Series 63, 65, 66. Vance, how are you? Hopefully tonight might be a late night. Okay. How do we understand it the way you say to? I don't ask that question again. So, okay. So again, Mitch, how are you? Welcome on. Rocket, you rocked that score. Alexis, how are you? Mitch, you rocked that score. Guys, how was the study group went the other night? I hope it went well. Okay, so a couple things. If you go into my details, you can buy some of my merch. Michael, Prow, how are you? Caleb. Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait. I was hoping my hat would be here. I totally was hoping to have my hat to wear it today. Okay. I don't know. Memorize? No. See, I'm answering you quickly because I'm teaching all day long. Awesome. I love it, Alexis. That's great. Okay. Oh, that's pretty funny, Michael. That's good. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how most people don't know about this. I mean, it's free shit. It's fucking free. I just memorized. No, Emily, what I'm saying is that, yes, you need to understand the SIE stuff, but there are certain terms that you can memorize. If you go through my book and you go through where I have the book and you go to Achievable, you'll hear things like the regs you have to kind of memorize. Not every little detail, but you do that. Okay. Okay. Go on my link if you want to buy Achievable. I have a link there. I have STC. If you guys want some free tutoring, not free tutoring, what am I saying? Tutoring, I do that. So does Michael Weiss, and so does Brandon, I think. If you want some other resources to go to, obviously stay here because it's the best fucking channel in the world for the Series 7. You can also go to Dean Tinney. He's a little long form and more, what do you want to say? It's more corporate. If you want to say it's more like the Kaplan classes and stuff like that, because he teaches for Kaplan. If you want tutoring, you can go to is it me or the Michael Weiss tutors? You can go to series7examtutor.com and he does it. He's a little cheaper than I am. He's solid stuff. If you're taking the 65 or 66, he's really good. He has a CFA. I think I'm the best in the country, but I do think that he has some good stuff. I think Dean Tinney has some good material on there. His explications are pretty good. Jorge, how are you? See, I'm being peaceful. I'm not starting shit. I am actually trying to, this is my new thing. If I raise everyone else up, I go up too, right? So the whole point is, okay. Thank you, Caleb. So if I go, see, a rising tide raises all boats, right? That's what we kind of do. So my thing is, if I bring everyone else up with me, we're all going to be good. It's good karma, no bad shit, no bad blood, nothing bad going on, and we all do well. Okay. Rose, how are you? Caleb, thank you very much. You got to take a picture of the mouse pad when you get it, okay? Like I said, I was really hoping that my hat would be here today so I could wear it. I ordered 2 hats from my own store. So, okay. If you guys are looking for resources for the SIE book, I have for the SIE stuff. You can, obviously, my channel is good, but I also do a video on the resources so you guys know where to go. And again, the SIE resources video is pretty much good for the Series 7 and anything. Okay. For Jorge, for which test? Do you have any tips or acronyms to remember how long forms need to keep certain files? Yes, Prow, of course I do. And I bet you somebody else knows it too. But here's the deal, okay? So, Stefan, how are you? Jorge, which test are you taking? Because it does matter. But if you go, here's the thing. So, they pulled a week back, so you're taking a week later? Or they took a week away from you, maybe. Okay. So anyway, Jorge, if you want some good questions, go and oh, got it. Okay. But you're ready, Stefan. You're going to be ahead of all that. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, so Jorge, if you go on and go into my link, if you go on to, so you can, Marvin, how are you? Okay, you asked me a question. I didn't see what it was. If you could type it in here. I am not in contact with the founder. I mean, I can be, but you can email them just like I can. Brandon is one of them, and then I think Troy, and then there's another guy who runs it. I think it's Troy. I'm a flake. They're good stuff. You can email them; they will answer. Okay, but I talk to them because I work with them now. I mean, I don't work on their exams, but okay. Yes, Steve, the 24 is a tough one. Okay, but if you do it the right way, you do the SIE, the 7, and the 63 or 66. The 24 shouldn't be horrible. It really shouldn't be. Okay, so Jorge, what I'm saying is that go into my link on Achievable. You get the whole program, but it's like $150, and the questions are solid. Again, I don't love Kaplan. I think if you have Kaplan, you'll pass. I promise you. But I think they go too nitty gritty, and they don't kind of mirror the test that much. Nobody really does. But I do think that Achievable and STC are a little closer to the to the style of the test, but nobody mirrors it. Remember that. So if you want to buy other exams, you can go to Kaplan, you can go to STC, you can go to Achievable. The thing about Achievable is you pay a little bit more. Achievable does not do for the 6 or 65, Emily. Wait, are you not getting the 63? Emily? I don't get that. Because if you're getting the 6, normally the road is to get the 63, then the 65. They do the 63. Okay. That's a good question. I haven't seen any, Marvin, I haven't seen any for the 6 yet, but what you can do is if you join the Series 7 group, most of the stuff, I mean, if they're talking about, when they start talking about mutual funds and annuities and communication and stuff like that, you're pretty good. Okay. Oh, the 63, I don't think there is one. See, Ruben remembers Big Sack. So the person who asked, where's the person who asked? Oh, Proud. Okay. So remember, most everything is 3 years. Okay. Got it. You're getting the 63. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So they have the 60. So they have the SIE, the 63, and the 7. But what you can do is if you get the Series 7 stuff, just do the mutual fund and annuity stuff on their thing, and that would help you for the 6. But I do think it's a good supplement for what you have, Emily. But I do think that you don't need to buy their Series 7 product, because if you have the Series 6 for your whatever vendor, whether it's Past Perfect or whoever it is, as long as it's not Exam FX, you should be fine. And in reality, you could get away with the Exam FX for the 6, because the 6 is definitely easier than the SIE. Now go back to this. Yes, I can do. You think you'll get a question on that, Stefan? I think that's a little too deep. You're not taking the 79. Okay. But I'll talk about that in a second. So back to the, hold on. Ruben, I told you, go back and forth. Go back and forth on this stuff. Okay. Okay. Now remember, guys, if you're not a subscriber, you won't be able to ask questions. But if you are a subscriber, you can. Remember, that's not the member. It's free. It's fucking free. Use it. Well, Wendy, how are you? Okay. So now, real quick, come back to so most things are 3 years, okay? Complaints are 4 years. Now, as Ruben said, I do big sacks, BGSCS. So remember, BG, big, SCS, sacks. So Santa carries 6 big sacks on his shoulders. So what does that stand for? Blotter. B for blotter, G for general ledger, S for stock records, C for customer information, S for statements. There you go. Those are the things that are 6 years. Santa carries 6 big sacks: blotter, general ledger, stock records, customer information, and statements. Those things are 6 years. Anything to do with forming the actual broker-dealer is lifetime. Okay, back to this. Okay. Ruben, just do the other exams, because the more you do, the better is. Wendy, again, how are you? Okay. Where are we? Okay. So a breakup is like, usually a breakup is Megan. That's awesome. Megan, thank you for coming on here. That's awesome. It is such a great feeling to be done. I got it. Okay, I understand that. Yeah. Tamer, I hope Tamer's going into these groups, but I'll try to do it if he's on here. Okay. Megan, again, there's nothing like that feeling of being done until 2 years from now when you get a promotion, Lisa, how are you? Until you get a promotion, and then they say you have to take the 24, the 9, 10, and you're like, oh my God, I thought I was done with tests. So, but either way, Megan, I am so happy for you. That is awesome. Everyone can give Megan, if she's still on here, a congratulations for being done. It is like graduating. You're done. You never have to listen to my stupid voice ever again. Okay. Okay. Now. Okay. So yeah, I thought Tamer was taking it last Monday for some reason. Okay. Oh no, I knew that. That was he said he was taking it this Monday. Okay. So if he could, Tamer, if you come on, let me know, because then I'll talk about that credit debits real quick. Okay. Georgiana, how are you? Okay. There you go. Look, you got some love, Megan. That's awesome. Okay. Now let's talk about this. Tamer, you just commented on something. You better be in this. You better get it. Keisha, how are you? Yes, Jorge, I do. If you have time, if you're taking it next week, no, I'm not a fan of it. But if you're taking it, I saw you emailed me that question, Lisa. I just didn't get a chance to do it. I've been teaching all day. Yes, I always like going to different companies to see where you are. Because if you start getting used to like STC or Kaplan, just buy the other vendor or buy Achievable, right? Buy the Achievable just to get more questions in there. Because that way you know if you know your shit. Because if you always remember, when you switch vendors, your score will drop just because it's different style, different tricks, whatever it is. But once you're passing more than one vendor, you should be in good shape. Like I said, okay, Matt, you're getting in the low 70s on Pass Perfect. I think that's good. Okay. I think you want to be for Pass Perfect. Sure. If Jacob's on here, he'll talk about it. But yeah, I think a couple of people are in it. Okay, so yeah, Yvonne, it's for the 7. Nobody's doing the 63 or the SIE, I think, because I think that you can always join it if you're doing one of the other exams. But let's see, go back to this again. So, Matt, if you're scoring in the mid 70s on Pass Perfect, and you can get into the mid 70s, high 70s for what do you call it? For Achievable, you should be fine. Okay. Not testable. There's not testable, Proud. Don't worry about it. You're not going to get tested on the difference between a clearing agent and a transfer agent. So don't waste your time. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Okay? Because in my mind, they're the same fucking thing. But there's nuances, but I wouldn't worry about it. Now, back to, no, Achievable is not doing a 6 yet. Okay? I'm trying to get them to do it. I tried to say, listen, just carve out some of the stuff from the 7 and do it. But here's the thing. There you go. That's funny. Okay. Jorge, that's awesome. So my thing with Achievable is what they're doing is what I like is that they're trying to make sure that this stuff is solid. I've been telling them to push out the 6 since last year, but I think they want to make sure that they're solid on it. Because again, you'd only get one bite at the apple. If you put out a shitty product, then nobody will come back. So they have grade 7, grade SIE, grade 63. So I understand they're going to wait a little longer for the 6. But I told them that's easy money. There's so many people. Here's what I found out through my anecdotal. People who take the 7 have their books and shit paid for usually. People who have the 6 are more likely to have to pay for their own stuff. So I think that's the issue here. So look, Emily, if it doesn't work, get the STC. You can pass the Series 6. You can pass with ExamFX. I don't love them, but they can. Okay. You got 33 days. That's more than enough time. So you're taking the SIE. Okay. Make sure you go through my books. And yeah, if you can go. So I don't know if Jacob's on here. Who's Vance? Are you on the Vance? I think you are on the study group, and I think a couple other people are also. So maybe oh yeah, Proud, you're gonna nail it. I know you are. I am so confident you're gonna nail this thing. But you asked, so we don't have to worry about the clearing agent. Was there another question? Okay, so back to Lisa. So management company. So what's a management company? Okay, so let's talk about one thing. So under the Investment Company Act of 40, there's 3 things. There's FUM, face amount certificates, UITs, and management companies, of which there's technically 2 types, open and closed. Closed-end fund is not a mutual fund. Closed-end fund, they issue a set number of shares, they trade on an exchange, they're actively managed, and you can buy and sell them in the market. You can buy them on margin and sell them short. A mutual fund is an open-ended. Open-end is a closed-end fund is a management company. but it's a closed-end management company. A mutual fund is an open-end where they constantly issue new shares. They you buy them at the NAV plus a sales charge, stuff like that. You can only price them once a day. And Lisa, if I'm helping you out, you got to be telling the rest of your class that there's a free resource here. I hope you're doing that for me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm telling you. Again, like we had Emily. It took me. It's so funny. I was just going to bring it up, Emily. That in the beginning, Emily asked my advice, and I told her go to Achievable, and I get it because a lot of people just sit there and don't want to take money from you. But she thought I was saying just to go to Achievable because I wanted to make an extra $30 on it. Look, I make money on it. I make money, a little bit of money from STC. I make money if you buy my hats and stuff. But understand, I teach 8 to 10 students a day at $150 an hour, 7 days a week, every day of the month, pretty much. I taught on the day my granddaughter was born. Okay, not a lot. It's 2, 3. So think about it. I am not going to sell my soul for a couple $100 a month just for that. I make way too much money teaching. Okay, so I am telling you, I am not going to lie to you. And if I tell you to do something, if I tell you to buy a book or something, it's not because I'm trying to make money on it. Okay, like I say, if I say go to Achievable, I say, look, don't use my link. Go to them directly. I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not going to make a difference with me. So I'm just trying to tell you that I'm trying to help out. Okay. Janet Mitchell. Let's see. Emily, that's awesome. Thank you, Emily. Okay. Yeah, proud, you're going to pass. What you do is you'll get, they do have more than 7. So but you can do Kaplan and then bring Achievable as a backup. So proud, yes, don't do anything new. Okay. How do you feel, Janet? Boom. So I like the format too. I like them. I wish they could fix the style a little bit. And I'm working with, sometimes they have 3 questions, but I think their questions are solid and the videos are good. And Brandon is fire, man. He has some great questions. He has some good stuff. And he has, by the way, guys, go take a look at his website, Basic Wisdom. Okay. Yeah, so proud. Yeah, a lot of firms make you do, yeah, I can do that. So let me, Georgiana, I'll hit that one. Yeah, because I'm just rambling here talking about vendors. Okay. So I'm not talking about, you guys talk amongst yourself about vendors. I won't worry about it. Now, Georgiana, great question. So, oh, by the way, I forgot her name. Somebody came on here and she just joined. So I'm doing one of the Zoom tutor groups for the members on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Okay. That's true. I do like the fact that you can do the math stuff. Okay. So now, yeah, look, Caleb is the man. He is like, he's been here since I was nothing. I mean, I'm still fucking nothing. 4,000 subs is not that much, okay, compared to what other people do. But I'm happy at, okay? Yeah, WFG, that's great. Just get their license, and then if you don't like them, you can always go somewhere else. So that's the thing. But tell them to switch out of that. Okay. So now, and if they want, I can hook them up with the owners of Achievable, and I bet you they can cut them a deal. Okay. So it's not a live call. It's a membership thing for anyone. It's like a tutor session. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. Hold on. Let me give it. Matt, if I don't answer your question in about 5 minutes, get it again, because I want to get Georgiana's question. So short tender is this. So if you do a tender offer, what is a tender offer? Okay, good. A tender offer is when one person or firm or whatever offers to buy a company, another firm. Like say your stock's trading at $25 a share, and Buffett comes in and says, or Carl Icahn says, I'm going to buy 10 million shares for $30 a share. That's a tender offer. He's making an offer. It has to be open for at least 20 days. Okay. And if they make changes, it has to be open for at least another 10 days. So what they do, you can tender your shares. Tender your shares means give your shares into Icahn and let them buy them for $30 a share. Or if they call the bonds for whatever reason or stock. Now, the short tender prohibition is this. You can only tender shares that you are actually long. So if you're short the stock, you can't tender it, okay? If you're long 1,000 shares and short 1,500, you can't tender anything. So the whole point is that you can't tender something you don't own. The only exception to that is if you own a call, own a warrant, own a right, own a convertible security, as long as you've issued exercise instructions or conversion, then you're long. If you own a warrant, a right, an option, a convertible security, and you haven't issued instructions, then you can't tender the shares to the call. But once you do, you can. I hope that helps. Okay. There you go, Matt. That's what I thought. So I think Caleb has a good dump sheet. Just reach out to him and hit him up on LinkedIn too. I mean, that's the thing. So Caleb's helpful. There's a guy, Jacob, on here. Some of this stuff is about networking with each other because you just never know who's going to rise up the ranks, and you're all helping each other out. It's a good feeling, a little team. So when when I'm dead and gone, you can all talk about how I helped you out pass the exam. Okay. Although I don't think I'm going to die. I decided I refuse to die. Okay. So now, that's true, Caleb. Very true. I was in the middle of the Caribbean doing videos. That was fun though, and you always got to see how fucking bald I am with my one. What was that? Underwater, I think. Yeah. Okay. I want to go back. Okay, so let me go back. So Matt, I think you got to make sure, and I know use Caleb's thing, but you need to have the bond thing, the bond triangle or seesaw. You have to have the options. You probably should put the bid slobs over bliss bid ask, maybe the margin formulas, maybe all the option formulas. So remembering that options, like if you're long stock, you sell a call or buy a put, or if you're short stock, you buy a call or sell a put. And if you didn't hear what I said, go back and rewind this or watch it slower. Okay. I do not have knife and health because I never was. Zia, hey, what happened? Didn't you take it today or something? Michael Feliz. Okay, that's a tight. Hold on. Let me. I'll get to you in a second. Okay. Proud. Yes, that's true. Okay. So Yvonne, bid and ask. You do have. You don't have to understand the concept. SIE. Okay, hold on. Yes, Jorge, you have to be net long to participate. That's a great way to think of it. Oh, next week. I thought it was soon. Okay. For some reason, I thought you just did it. Okay. So what's your name? So where's Tamer? I hope you're on here. I'm going to tell him to come on the live. It'll be fun. Okay. Oh, there you are. You are there. I just responded to you. You weren't there before. Okay. So now, Emily, I don't have life and health. I've never done retail. I've always done institutional. I traded on the exchange for 20 years. Okay. So bid and ask, you have to know, Mitch, you're going to nail this. I know you are. I know you're going to nail it. After your scores, you're going to rock this thing. So now, let me catch up a little bit. Bid and ask. Okay. You do need to know the bid and the ask. Especially for the SIE, maybe one or two questions. Know that the bid is what people want to buy. The ask is what people want to sell. If you want to buy stock and you want to get it right now, you have to pay the ask because you have to buy it where people are willing to sell it. If you want to sell stock, you have to sell it at the bid. The bid is where people want to buy. So you have to sell it where people are willing to buy it, which is the bid. Okay. As far as honoring it goes, if you hear the word backing away, it's like I make a bid or an offer, and then you try to transact with me, and I go, forget it, I'm not there. Backing away is a violation. If I make a firm offer or bid to you, I have to honor it if you say yes. If I don't, then that's backing away, and that's a bad thing. Okay. Okay, Tammy, you're back on. Okay. So now I was taking out an exam, and one of the explanations said that short margin accounts need $2,000. Yes. So minimum equity in a margin account is $2,000. Okay. This is for the Series 7, for the SIE, maybe for the 66, who knows, and the 65. So minimum equity in a margin account, if you're using margin, is $2,000. Okay. So if you are buying stock in a margin account and you're using margin, you have to deposit at least $2,000. If you're buying less than $2,000, then you only put down what you bought because it's a cash transaction in a margin account. But on the opposite side of that, if you sell short, since loss is unlimited, then you are going to do, it is always going to be $2,000 minimum no matter what. Okay. No matter what, it's a $2,000 minimum. Okay. Okay. Now back to this. So, okay. Okay. Got it. So thank you for that. Thank you for bringing that back up, Marvin. Okay. So an IA can have custody of client funds and securities. IARs cannot. Again, IAs can have custody. IARs cannot. Usually, but they have rules. If they have custody, they have to submit their financials to the IA, to the administrator. They have to tell the administrator. They have to put up a surety bond. They have to what was I going to say? They have to put a surety bond. They have to have, if they have a minimum net worth, that'll be waived. They have to submit to an annual audit by a CPA. They have to send quarterly statements. But yes, an IA can have custody. An IAR cannot. That's the thing. An IAR as an individual cannot have custody. Okay. Back to you. So now Tamer. Okay. Awesome. So, and Christine, I'll try to get to your stuff. I hope you texted it to me because I told you if it's not. Where are we? Okay. Here's a question. Okay. For the 66, a food manufacturer has entered into a contract to buy 5,000 bushels of corn at $4.23. So he's contracted to buy the corn at $4.23 a bushel to be delivered at the firm's place of business. 6 months from now, the firm has entered into a forward contract because, why? Okay, it's a stretch that it's a forward or future, but so they're trying to say that since they did this and they have specific dates to be delivered, it's going to be a forward, because futures and forwards aren't really. As I was talking to somebody before, futures and forwards you expect delivery because it's an actual contract, but a future is you're betting on a commodity, right? So if I'm a farmer and I'm going to sell wheat in the next 6 months. Right now, I could sell the wheat for 50 cents a bushel, but it's sitting in my field. I can't harvest it yet for 2 months, 3 months. So I'm worried that right now it's at 50 cents, but in 3 months it'll be at 30 cents, and that's where I have to sell it. So I would sell a future, which is a contract to sell the commodity, the wheat or whatever, at a price. If the wheat drops, I won't deliver the wheat with that contract. I will buy back the future for the lower price. So if I sell a 50-cent future and the wheats go down to 35, I will buy the wheat future back at 35 cents and make 15 cents. That will offset the fact that I'm selling my wheat, the actual wheat, for 15 cents less than I wanted to. Remember, it was at 50 cents in the summer when I was looking at it, but I can't sell it for 3 months because I can't harvest it. So I could have sold it for 50 cents, but I'm worried it's going to drop. I sell a 50 wheat future. Then in 3 months, when the wheat is now at 35 cents because it dropped, I will just buy back the future for a 15-cent profit and then sell the wheat for 35 at a 15-cent loss, and I stay the same. It's like a hedge. So if I'm a producer or I own the crop or I'm drilling for oil or I have the actual commodity, I'm going to do a selling hedge by sell the future. If I'm short the commodity, like I'm going to buy it, I want to buy it, but I don't have a price yet, I'm going to buy a future because I'm afraid it's going to go up. Okay, so if I'm going to buy the commodity, I'm going to buy a future. If I own it already, I'm going to sell a future to protect. What this question said was that it's going to be delivered at the buyer's premises. That should tell you that it's a forward. A forward is very much like a future, except for it's not liquid. They do expect delivery, so it's like a contract between me and you, and we expect delivery. It's not traded on an exchange, and it's so futures are standardized, like the amount of contracts, where they trade, stuff like that. Where futures are liquid and standardized. Forwards are not. Forwards are like a contract between me and you, and they're not very liquid because if I get into a few forward contracts with you and then I want out of it, I need your permission. Okay? Okay. Now. Okay, so here's the deal. They will not make you choose between future and forward in that specific way because that's too nuanced. They're not going to do that. Okay, let me do one more and then I'll get to it. Okay. When would an individual employed by an issuer to sell its stock to the public have to register as an agent? When the employer isn't it? What? Hold on. Okay, that's too detailed. So they're saying if you work for an issuer, I want you to remember this for the 63, 65, and 66. They're not trying to trick you. If you are if you work for the issuer and you're selling either exempt securities and transactions, you will not have to register. They're not going to give you the 5 specific ones. They're not doing that on the exam. Okay. It's going to be, you're going to see they work for the issuer selling exempt securities. Boom. They don't have to register. The books go way too deep on that. Now, Tamer, I know I'm way behind on shit now. So Tamer, qualified plan. And I did this with somebody just today. Qualified plan means it's covered by ERISA, which means it's a corporate plan. It is pre-tax. It grows tax deferred, and you pay tax on everything when you take it out. They have 2 types, defined benefit and defined contribution. Defined benefit is you know what you're getting at the end, like a union, like a pension. Like my buddy was an iron worker. He works. They tell him every year you work for us, we'll pay you, when you retire, we'll pay you $200 a month until you die. So if you work for 20 years, you get $4,000. They're telling him what he's going to get when he's older. That's defined benefit. You're defining the benefit. Does he give a shit what they're putting in now for him? No. And how do they figure out how much to put away? They have an actuary kind of look at tables and let the mortality tables to figure out how much money they have to do. You don't have to do that math. Defined contribution is like a KEO. Technically, it's like a 401k. You know what's going in now. So you know that at your 25, 26 years old, they're putting in 3% of your salary every year, whatever it is. That's defined contribution. But do you know what it's going to be when you're older? You have no idea. It could be 10 million. It could be 200 grand. It could be 0 because you're investing in the market. So defined benefit, you know what it's going to be at the end, but you don't know what they're putting in now. Defined contribution, you know what it is now, but you don't know what it's going to be at the end. Now, non-qualified, okay? Non-qualified plan means usually not sponsored by a corporation, and it's after-tax contribution, which means you're putting the money in after tax. A Roth IRA, a non-qualified IRA, annuities, stuff like that. Those are non-qualified. And other than the Roth, which is not taxable at any point at the end, non-qualified plans, you put the money in after tax, it grows tax deferred. So they both, qualified and non-qualified, both grow tax deferred. When you get to the age of 59 and a half, you can withdraw the money. On a qualified plan, you pay ordinary income tax on every penny because it's never been taxed. On a non-qualified plan, you only pay tax on the growth, not the contribution. Okay. I don't know if I breathed during that whole time. Okay. Pooah! That's awesome. That is awesome. Boom. Okay. So first of all, Pooja, I'm only I'm only like 2 minutes behind. Okay, hold on. I think I missed some stuff. Okay. Shh. Okay, hold on. Okay. There you go, Caleb. I like that. Okay. Yvonne, if you're not taking that time soon, find my order limits. I have a whole video on slobs over bliss. Stop orders, stop limits. Find it. It's order types or something. It'll explain everything, and I use videos. It's better. Okay. Fair enough. So Tamer, remember this. And like you said, if it's an OID, you must accrete, which means if it's a 0 coupon, you must accrete every year. And I think I did a video on this. Go find my bond math video. I definitely did it. I know you're taking it soon. Find my bond math video. Amortization. Remember this. I think this was in the thing. On accretion, okay? On accretion, only the OID 0 coupons must accrete. If you buy a discount bond in the secondary market, you don't have to accrete. You can wait till the end. On the premium side, only munis must amortize. Corporate or treasuries do not have to. So OID you must accrete, and premium munis you must amortize. Everything else is you get to choose. Boom. Okay. Sean, statute of limitations of criminal is 5 years, civil penalty is 5 can. Okay, right. So you don't conflate things. Okay, yeah. Accrete up, amortize down. Okay. Okay, now, again, Pooja, I'm so happy for you. I'll get you in a second. So now, Sean, statute of limitations for criminal is 5 years, and for civil, it's 3 years max up to 2 years after discovery, okay? So if you screw me over today, if it's criminal, I have 5 years to come after you. But if you screw me over today and it's not criminal, I have 3 years from today to do it, to come after you, okay? But once I discover it, the clock shortens to 2 years. But it is never more than 3 years. So if I figure out that you screwed me over in 2 years and 8 months, I only have 4 months to go after you. So it is never more than 3 years, but no more than 2. Now, as far as if it's a criminal thing, okay, criminal stuff, if you go to jail, this is 63, 65, 66 stuff, not Series 7, not SIE. Under the state laws, If you get a criminal, you can get a 3 years in jail and a $5,000 fine. But if it's federal, 5 years, 10 grand. 3, 5, 10 rule for the Series 66, 65, 63. Remember the 3, 5, 10 rule. So it's state is 3 years, 5 grand, or if it's federal, it's 5 years, 10 grand per event. Okay. So yeah, Yvonne, try to find my order type. Do it. If not, we'll go over it Tuesday. Okay. But you should be able to find it. It's there. Okay. Pooja, I think I'll say first, you're going to take the 7 and 66 first thing. If you want to meet with me, that's great. But why don't you, the first thing you do is read the damn book. I can't say that enough. That, as Caleb said, that's going to be a back of the t-shirts that I sell. And I wish I could put it in the back of the mugs. If I could put it on the back of my hat, I'd do it too. Read the book first. Get through it. Don't take a lot of notes, Pooja. Just read it. Maybe if you have STC, watch the video first, then read the chapter. It'll soften up the chapter. The option stuff, if you're going to work with me, don't do their options. They'll fuck you up. Do my options. So for the Series 7, you want to make sure that you read the whole book straight through. Don't take a lot of notes. Try to get the big picture. Maybe write down stuff you want to discuss on here, whatever it is, and go from there. You're going to nail this, okay? Just take your time, okay? Awesome, awesome, Yvonne. That's great, okay. Awesome. So, Prow, don't freak out about this, okay? Good. See, it's amazing how much it helps. Proud, you're going to be fine. Take your time. Okay. What question did you have? Oh, so some people think the SIE is easier than the book. Some people think it's harder. It depends. If you have Exam FX, it's probably going to be harder. Ask Emily. Okay. Yeah, seriously, I know everyone has test. So you should be going to sleep soon. It sounds like the test is not till later because it's 16 hours away, right? Oof. Okay, so Elak, what are you doing now? Well, how are you studying now? I hope you switched up your studying a little bit, okay? Yeah, so Proud, what you have to do, I agree, it does go faster. And you can tell when I start stuttering, my main is, so I'm no Biden. I'm kidding. I'm just fucking around. Please, I was kidding around. So now, so how would you switch it up? How did you do it the first time, Alak? Okay, everyone. So Lily, Proud, we're all nervous, okay? Yeah, so, okay, Pooja, what'd you think of Solomon? Because I'm kind of shying away from telling anyone about him, but, okay, so Lisa, if you want to do the membership, just go when you go to my channel, hit the letter join. If you do the $9.99 one, you don't get that. You get the Zoom calls after the fact. You get them recorded. I think I published it later. If you do the $24.99 one, you get in on the Zoom call. Okay. Okay. Yes, I agree. Mitch is dead on right. Elak, go back and study risk and rewards. Now, if you can, go watch my SIE, the book video. I go through the entire, it's 20 videos. I go through the entire book. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, Pooja, I agree, Yvonne. He's going to pass. Prow is going to pass. I know you will. So you're going to get sleep. You're going to go over tonight. You're going to go over a little risk. You're going to go over the different various risks, and you're going to go from there. Okay. Yeah. Achievable is great. I love achievable. But I'm saying I don't know how the Solomon is, so I'm afraid to say anything. Yeah, 80 Banker. Again, so 80 Banker, Exam FX, and Fire Solutions. I'll probably get sued at some point for this. And they'll help you with, they could probably help you with the life and health and stuff. But I would say put them in your back barge, start a big bonfire, but don't let the smoke hit anyone. Why? Because I think it'll make you stupid. Okay, good. So Solomon does help. That's fine. I don't think he has a shitload of questions. But the thing about Solomon is, if you're taking one of those off crazy exams like the Series 22, it's by the way, paint in the tape and wash trade is pretty much the same thing, Sean. Okay. Okay, I'll get to you in a second. Oh, I can't read this. Fairweather Securities Group is a registered broker-dealer and has, I have no idea. I can't read it. I can't read it. It's too bad. So Emily, maybe try to take a picture of 71 again and email it. Okay. But I can read this one. The total return of a mutual fund is equal to the return. Okay, so number 91. So what's total return? This could be on any exam. The SIE, the Series 7, 66, 65. Total return is basically, they say like this. It's going to be, so if it's total return is this. So it's the ending value minus the beginning value, plus or minus dividends divided by the beginning. And in English, that means if you buy stock at 50 and it goes to 60, well, ending is 60, beginning is 50, so that's $10, right? So now my nail is about to come off. So now it's so painful. So now now the next part is we add in the dividend. So let's say we bought stock at 50 and it goes to 60, okay? It goes to 60. That's $10. Let's say we got a $2 dividend. So that's $10 of growth plus a $2 dividend. So that's $12 divided by 50. So my total return is going to be 24%. So again, total return is your entire growth plus any cash going in and out divided by the original. Okay. SIA, I think, is good as a supplement. I don't think standalone, it's a little tough, I think. But I think, and here's the one thing about Jeff's stuff. So on the Series 7 and all that stuff, his questions are significantly harder than the exam, I think. I think they really go out of the way, especially his green light. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. That's awesome. I get shit from my family for doing the shorts because my daughter thinks it's unprofessional. But hell, I'm fucking unprofessional. That's the way I am. Okay. So wash trade. So let's go back to this. So SIA is good. I think if you're going to buy a vendor for the SIE, just get the fucking achievable. Go in the link, bang it out, and then get it done. Everyone's talking about it. Okay. And if it's cash, hold on, we'll get there. Okay. So now, Tamer, I'll get to you on that one. So go back to, a wash trade versus painting the tape. It's pretty much the same thing. A wash trade and painting the tape are basically when you are doing trades with no change of beneficial ownership. So you can have 2 people do it, or you can have, maybe have 3 people do it or 4 people. But a wash trade is usually when you do a trade, you buy and sell from into the same owner with like 2 different accounts to make it look like there's more activity. So painting the tape and wash trades are when you put trades on the tape, like painting the tape. You're putting shit on there to make it look like there's more activity than there is to create like some sort of spike in volume, and then you try to dump it out. It is not the thing. Okay. Okay. So Ilak, go get somebody else's vendor. They're fine, but you missed it, right? So go get Achievable, go get SCC, go get Kaplan, whatever it is. I think the Achievable is the cheapest, and you can get through most of it, especially for the SIE. Okay. So wash trade, yes. Wash trades and painting the tape are both forms of manipulation. Okay. Thank you, Pooja. I love it. Must be so happy to be done with this, to be done with the first test. Okay. So now, Tamer. So when somebody declares a dividend, when a company declares a dividend, they now owe it. Okay. Yeah, Lily, I'm telling you, I think past perfect. See, that's why everyone's got to watch my resources video, right? So they tell you what to get, free and paid, right? So, there you go. Look, Caleb telling you he's going to help you out. Okay. So now, in Caleb's emails, you can scroll up. You can probably get it. Past perfect goes way too fucking deep. I used to love them, but now I think all they're trying to do is prove how smart they are. Okay. Again, they have good stuff. Zia, not. It's not that big. Portfolio analysis is not that big on the test. Maybe a few questions. Still, it's all about suitability. Okay. Caleb has a good dump sheet. You should just start charging for it, Caleb. Okay, so now, again, if you have past perfect, if it's too much math, if you don't like it, just do the achievable. But you can get through with the past perfect. Just ignore the math. Okay, so now back to this, the Tamer. So the dividend. So if I declare a dividend, I now owe that. So let's pretend my total assets are $1 million, and my company, again, my total assets are $1 million, and my liabilities are $200,000. So I have a net worth or total shareholders equity of $800,000. So if I now announce a $100,000 dividend, I declare it. I haven't paid it yet. I declared it. That means I now owe that because I announced that I'm going to pay it. So okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, I agree. Everyone liked this video. I love it. Okay. So now, if I have a liabilities of $200,000 and then I announce a dividend, my liabilities just now go up to $300,000. So yes, that's the only thing I like past perfect other than the math part. That's the only problem I have. So now you have $1 million net total assets, $200,000 liabilities. You declare $100,000 dividend. Your liabilities now went up to $300,000. So now your shareholders' equity or net worth is now only $700,000. Okay. Okay. Now, that's if you declare it. If you pay the dividend, then what's going to happen is since you pay it, you have less cash, but then your liabilities go down because you paid it. You don't owe it. So then the net worth does not change because both the assets and the liabilities go down at the same time. So remember, total assets minus total liabilities is your shareholders' equity / net worth. If you declare a dividend, the liabilities go up, so the net worth goes down. When you actually pay the dividend, both the assets and the liabilities go down the same amount, so it doesn't change anything. Hope that helps. Okay. It's for Caleb's is for the 7. Okay. Oh, wait, Chad. Oh, hold on. Did Chad ask a question that I missed? Oh, Pooja. Okay, never mind. I had a question. The husband bought securities for the wife account without a permission. Ooh. Pay unauthorized trading. It is unauthorized trading. So if you do a trade, I should put that on. I'm working on another SIE exam to put out there. I have a bunch of questions that I wrote that are pretty damn good. I'm at 74 questions. I need one more. Maybe I'll do that. So understand, you'll get some version of this. Every test will. If a husband and wife do not have authority over the account and they have an individual account, the other one cannot place trades or tell you what to do. Just remember that. So if you have an account and your spouse has an account, and all of a sudden the rep calls you up and says, hey, they need to do something because it's really bad and I can't get in touch with your spouse, you can't tell them what to do unless you have discretionary authority or power of attorney over the account. Cannot do it. But you're dead on right. You can't put shit over the account. It is doing unauthorized trades. Okay. Okay. You know what I should do? There you go. Okay. What you know what you should do? I know what you're going to do. If you want to save yourself some trouble, Caleb, you want to email people on It's Great to Great Connections. If you don't, send me the dump sheet. I'll do a short video on it, put it up on the screen, and let everyone see it, and I'll give you credit. Okay? So now, let's jump back a little bit. Remember, guys, one question. Okay. So commission versus total takedown, they're two totally different things. Commission, maybe you say mark up, mark down. So commission is if you're an agent, right? So if you're an agent and you're acting in an agency capacity, if you need total takedown, look up my Muni spreads video. I have a 15-minute video on all total takedown and all that, and it's fucking gold. Okay, pretty much everything I do is right. POA, power of attorney, right? Proud. That's what you need. So now, POA is power of attorney. You need power of attorney to do a trade in somebody else's account, even if it's your fucking wife. The only time you can do it is if it's a joint account. Okay. Now back to this. So commission is for ABC. Remember, agent, broker, commission. So if you're acting as an agent or as a broker, you charge a commission, which means I give you an order to buy stock at 50. You go find a seller, you buy from them on my behalf, and you charge me a commission to do it. Now, if it's a marked up, marked down, what happens? I give you an order or whatever it is, and I buy it. I buy it from you. You're selling the stock to me, and you add a markup to it. So principal dealer markup, PDM, principal dealer markup. So if I'm buying, you're going to charge me a markup. You're going to sell to me a price and then mark it up a little bit, and that's your commission / profit. Okay? Okay. ABC, BDM, I love it. Okay, that's awesome. Okay. I can. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now, by the way, it's kenfinnan@gmail.com. I'll write it in here. But, oh, by the way, guys, go look at, I did it. So go find that Aging Immaturely. It's called, the website is therealageimmaturely.com. But go check them out. They're my buddies, and they actually had a good one. I mean, they're a little on the conservative side, not too far. The one guy, Jeff, is more calm, and the other one, Rob, is he's a little fanatical. But not far. There's certain things he has. And it's really good, entertaining stuff. I like it. Okay. Where are we? Okay. So again, Jorge, if you want the total takedown stuff, find my municipal spreads video. It's probably under MSRB and it'll go. Okay. Okay. So, Tamer. So, authorized versus issued. Oh, for the yeah, okay. Let's go. www. The real aging immaturely. Pooja, you're not. Oh, you're dumb. .com. That should be it. Let's see if that works. Aging immaturely. I think I spelled it right. Let's see if that works. Or maybe I'll do it this way. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Boom. What are we? It actually works this time. There we go. And if you guys get bored, go buy a hat from my website, from my Shopify thing. It's in the link. You can buy a hat with the Build Capital Advantage. I hope to have it next week. I'm supposed to have again. It's supposed to come today. It'll probably show up like tonight. It's a fun little hat. I like the logo. I'm gonna have my daughter start designing better shit. She's the creative one. Okay. Oh, Sean, thank you. Okay. Hold on. Okay, not a big difference. Okay, so Sean, I'll get to that one in a second. Let me finish. Let me do the authorized versus issued first. Okay. So if I'm a company and I will just come up with, when I first create my company, if I bring Catch Tutoring public, okay, before I do it, I will have a list of authorized shares. Say it's like 200 million shares that I authorize, just so that I don't have to keep redoing the articles of incorporation. And then when I go to issue them, I'll just take like 5 million from there and then actually issue them and raise the money. That's the deal. So authorized is how many I could possibly issue at any one time. Issued is what I actually issue to raise money. And once issued, they're always issued. Then any shares that I would like to get rid of, I will buy them back. Those are called treasury stock. Whatever's left over is outstanding. Outstanding is what's out there in trading. Okay. Balance sheet is all assets and liabilities. Income statement is money in, money out. Don't go too crazy over that. Okay. Balance sheet is what balance sheet is all the assets and liabilities, and you can get like earnings per share and PE ratio out of that, and income statement and total equity and debt equity, stuff like that, the current ratio. Income statement is all about the profit and loss, the income going in and out. That's the way it is. Don't go too crazy. Okay, so right, perfect. So profit and loss. So the big, don't go too crazy on that. Okay, so profit and loss and earnings are all in the income statement. Okay, so Sean, there you go. I love it. Perfect. Money in, money out. Perfect, Sean. Quick question. Prohibited activities on the 623. What are different compared to the SIE? Trying to think what would be different. You still have to. So there's not much different. Prohibited is prohibited, except for that's a great question, because I don't know that there's a big difference between the two. Because prohibited is prohibited. I mean, like front running. Here's the thing. In reality, as far as the exam goes, it's probably the same stuff. Like, oh, the only difference here sometimes is there's things called, they'll talk about in the exam, unethical. So, okay, fair enough. So let's talk about that for a second. So an agent, thank you, an agent can lend money to customers who are the immediate family member, affiliates, friends from outside the business. Agents can. IARs cannot. IARs can only borrow and lend from customers who are lending institutions or affiliates, okay? Broker-dealers can lend to customers to buy shares because that's called margin, okay? So broker-dealers can lend money to customers because it's called margin. They can borrow and lend from lending institutions all day long. They do it, but that's how they get money. So what do? They borrow money from the banks. If you remember from the when you take the SIE or the 7, hypothecation is when they take your shares that you buy in margin, pledge them to the bank so they can borrow money to lend you. So broker-dealers can borrow and lend pretty much what they want. But if they lend to customers, they usually have to do it under the guise of Reg T, which means they can lend you 50% of the value of your securities. Now, can an agent share in the profits and losses of an account? Yes, as long as they have some. Remember, FINRA says it has to be proportionate. The SE at USA doesn't. Yes, at USA just says that you just have to have some money involved. It doesn't have to be equal. IARs cannot share in the profits and losses of an account, but they can, through the IA, charge a performance-based fee, which is pretty much the same fucking thing. Okay. Stefan, good night. You're going to rock this thing. I know you will. So when are you taking it? Monday? You taking the 7 on Monday or when? Okay, I know you moved it up. Okay. Okay. I like that. I wish I could fit that on the back of my shirt. God. Oh, 16th. You got so much time, Stefan. Okay. I fear not the man who practices 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who practices one kick 10,000 times. That's a 10,000 hour rule kind of thing. So I do this all the time, so I'm good at it. But anyway, the exam is the man, okay? And you will not to face it. You'll be fine. Everyone's going to rock this in. Awesome. So, okay, so now is a question for that. Now, that's actually true. No, not 1 million income, 1 million assets under management with you. Okay. So to charge a performance-based fee, you have to have a qualified customer, okay? Qualified customer. Oh, thank you, Pooja. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I loved it. A little yellow. I like that. Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have 2 million, so if you want to charge a performance-based fee as an IA, you must match it to like usually a fulcrum fee, which means it has to have some sort of index you match it against. Again, Pusha and Sean, I love that. Thank you so much. They also either have to be qualified, either 2.1 million net worth or 1 million under management, not income, 1 million under management with you. Okay. Okay. Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That makes me feel good. Okay. Did I miss anything? Christine, I'll try to email you the other questions because I couldn't read them. Okay. Did I miss any? Again, so Jorge, you know what I'm saying? We'll go find my video on the muni spreads and it'll answer your total takedown stuff. Okay. But Sean, dead on. You're right. Just close a little bit. It's not income. It's just they have to have at least 1 million under management with you. And you usually have to do a fulcrum fee, and you have to warn them that you you have to warn them that there's a chance that you might try to take higher risk because there's more money. Okay. That's the question. I didn't. So there you go. Thank you, Caleb. I'll go back up. Tamer, you got to ask me that spread question. Georgiana, I answered your question, right? Okay. Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Where's Caleb telling me what? Oh, by the way, anyone who wants to join the group, Jacob's not on here, but hold on. Yeah, definitely, Caleb. I want to see a picture of that mouse pad from my site. Okay. Where is the question? There should be a way to search this so you guys don't have to stare at my face. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about that. So the spread's being profitable. Okay. I just found it. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So anyone who wants to get on. Yvonne, I think you wanted to be on the group. I know you're SIE, but you can learn from it. Reach out. Maybe you try to, if you can't, I mean, you can find Alexis. I don't want you to put your email on here, but I can, Yvonne, if you want to put your email on here, let Alexis get it, and then you can delete it so no one will read it tomorrow. It's an idea, okay? If you're still on here. Now, back to this. So, Tamer, on a spread, what they say falling market, they're saying if it's profitable in a falling market, that means it's bearish. If it's profitable in a rising market, it's bullish. How do you know if a spread is bullish or bearish? Couple ways. The cheaty quick way is find the lower strike price, not the premium, the lower strike price. So if you have a 50 call and you have a 60 call, the 50 call is lower. If you have a 70 put or an 80 put, the 70 is lower, the lower strike price. Now, remember what I said, find the lower strike price. If that's a buy, if the lower strike price is a buy, it's bullish. If the lower strike price is a sell, it's bearish. This is definitely going to be on the Series 7. Definitely be on the, it might be on the 66, but I doubt it. Definitely be on the Series 7, okay? So the other way to look at it is find the dominant option. So either find the lower strike call or this higher strike put, okay? Whatever that is, so is the spread, right? So if you have a buy a 50 call and sell a 60 call, The lower strike is 50. The lower one is 50. That's the better one. If that's a buy, it's bullish. If it's sell, it's bearish. On the puts, the higher strike is a dominant. So whatever that is tells you. So if the higher strike is a buy, it's bearish because buying a put is bearish. If the higher strike is a sell, then it's bullish. Okay. Also, if you want to do break even, remember this: break even. If it's a call spread, you add to the lower strike. If it's a put spread, you just subtract from the high. You subtract from the higher. Okay. Everyone, thank you so much. Hopefully Tamer got that. Guys, remember, I'm doing the Zoom call. I'm doing one Sunday. I'll probably still do on Monday, but I sent out the invite. If you're a member, I'm not pushing it. If you're a member and you get and you have notifications on, you should have gotten an alert that I'm pushing out the Sunday thing. Okay, that I'm doing it Sunday at 7:30 p.m. I may still do the Monday one. Just that one of the people joined said she works till 6 o'clock, and I can't do tutoring. I can't do that free class sort of after 6 because I teach from like 6 to 11, and that's my money. That's my money time. Everyone, good night. The other thing is, if you want to do the membership, that's great. Also, tutoring, me, Michael Weiss, Brandon Rith. If you want some free resources, my website. You can do it at Dean Tinney and Basic Wisdom. Basic Wisdom, that's Brandon. He's some good shit. He writes Achievable. If you want cheap shit, you guys can all log off now while I do my pick. Right? Please don't. If you really want materials that are cheap, go to Achievable on my link here. Buy the stuff. Even Emily, who didn't believe me, is now a believer, which is awesome. Wait, didn't I answer your question? You don't have to send the money. Just what question did I not answer, Sean? To prohibit activities one? Hold on. I'm going to stay on. Hold on. Everyone else can go, but I want to, I need you to, oh, that's funny. No, I did answer it. Oh, hold on. Under $1 million, you're not, yeah, I thought I said it. So to be a qualified customer, unless I missed the other one. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. If it is under 1 million, I thought something is not usually exempt transaction. I didn't see that because we're reading Caleb. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. So if it is under 1 million, I thought something is not usually exempt transaction. I think loan companies I don't know what that is. Here's the thing. This is what I want you to do, Sean. You know my email, kenfinnan@gmail.com. Find some version of that question and email it to me, and then I'll answer it. I'll even do a video if I have to. Because I don't know anything where it's under 1 million. I just know that the qualified is over 1 million, if that's what we're talking about. I don't know what that would be. If under 1 million, I thought something is not usually exempt transaction. Hold on. Stay here. I can look. I'll look on the book and see if anything shows up. Stay here. You guys got to suffer through this. 66 book. Exempt transactions, where the hell are they? Go to the top. You guys can talk among yourselves. I'm going to do this. Okay. Yeah, okay. You can text it to me. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll try to answer it now right away and then on Monday. Exempt transaction, let's see. Registration exempt 210. Okay, hold on, let me get to this, see what it is. I don't know. I've never heard of this. Yeah, because I don't know that I think it might be misreading. Okay, exempt transactions. Here are the list of exempt transactions. I'm going to rail them off. Good night, Mitch. You get some sleep. Okay. Any isolated non-issuer transaction. Any non-issuer transaction by a registered agent of a broker-dealer, provide the issuer is actually engaged in business. Okay. Any non-issuer. You notice the word non-issuer shows up a shit ton. Okay. Any non-issuer transaction in a security that's subject to the registration report required to the Act of 34 for at least 6 months. Any non-issuer transaction affected to a registered broker-dealer unsolicited. Any transaction between issuer and underwriter. Any transaction in a bond. Kalisa, I just sent out the thing saying that I'm doing it at 7:30 Sunday. If you have notifications on, you will see my invite. Okay. Any transaction by the fiduciary, any transaction by a bona fide pledge, if it's not trying to evade the USA, any offer or sale with institutional buyers, any private placement with no more than 10 retail clients, that's a private placement, any sale of pre-org certificates, any transaction involving an existing security, holders of the issuer, including persons, any transaction of existing security holders, okay? And any offer but not sale of a security which the registration has been filed. I don't see anything about $1 million. So, Kalisa, I'll tell you right now, listen in, okay? So Sean texted to me because I don't know what that is. And even on the exempt securities, I don't think $1 million, okay? Okay. Bank holding companies are not exempt, okay? Remember that. Bank holding companies are just companies. Okay, so now, public utility holding. Okay. Now, Kalisa, I do the live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Do a Zoom call every Monday at 4, and then the VIP do it every other Tuesday, which is this coming Tuesday. So, Mr. Martinez, that should come to you. That's going to be this Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Kalisa, I am also doing, for you, I set one up. It's for Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Anyone who's a member, who's the $24.99 or higher, can join. I sent that out. So make sure you turn notifications on, whether it's on your phone or on your laptop. Get it, because it is 7:30 Sunday night. That's for members. I apologize to anyone who's not. But the good thing is I publish that. I always do that call. I shoot that out for the next 5 days to the members, and then the following weekend, I let everyone see it. So you're not missing much. It's just you can't ask questions, but you know what you're here. Guys, thank you so much. A little over an hour. I hope that helps, Kalisa. Sean sent me that picture because I just read the list of exempt transaction, and there's nothing there. And again, probably not that deep on the exam. They really don't go that crazy. Okay. No, I don't send an email. It goes into notification. If I had to send it to emails, I don't know who's a member. That's the thing. I can't. It does because it's a member through YouTube, so I do it through YouTube. I have to do that. Okay. No problem, guys. Hey, everyone, have a good night. Kalisa, just go look through the notifications. When you go to my thing, look for the community tab. If you're you are a member. So if you do the community tab, you should see it. As long as you're the $24.99 one. If you're the $9.91, you won't see that thing. But then you'll see the thing later. Okay, everyone, I'm going night. I got to go eat my dinner, and I got to breathe. Everyone, have a good night. Hopefully, I'll have a better hat. Okay, hopefully I have a. Yeah, so you're good. So you should get it. Okay. Pro, you're gonna rail it. I promise you. And Tamer, we're not gonna see you before the test. You are gonna nail it too. I know you will. And Mr. Riddle, Mitch, you're gonna nail it. I know you are. We talked. You got an 89 on that suitability stuff. You're gonna nail it. Pro, I want to hear back. Y'all have a good night.